The Argonaut Mine, the scene of one of the worst mining disasters in American history. Oh, this is amazing. Welcome to the Something or Other tour. Welcome to the Something or Other tour. We're here at the Argonaut Mine in Jackson, California. The Argonaut Mine here was one of the most successful mines in the entire Mother Lode, especially in Amador County. But it was also the site of one of the most horrific disasters in California history. So let's explore some of the grounds and I'll tell you guys the story. Right near the Argonaut Mine is a cool vista point here. You can see the Kennedy Mine, Butte Mountain, and there's all these cool boards with a ton of information on them. Really cool maps too, so you can get a feel for the area, you know? The Argonaut Mine is right across the way from the Kennedy Mine here in Jackson, California, across Highway 49. Both pretty successful mines in their day. And they're linked by tragedy. You may remember a few years ago we did a video over at the Kennedy Mine. If you want to know more history about that, I urge you to go watch that video. I had a lot of fun making it, and I always wanted to come back and check out the Argonaut Mine. The sign has a few different things we've filmed. This monument to Anthony Caminetti, the first native-born Californian ever elected to Congress. The Argonaut Mine, right here. It's just crazy to look at this head frame, see how tall. It's just a giant on the mountain here. And this and the Kennedy Mine can look right at each other. Kennedy Mine head frame is one of the tallest ever at the time. Such a cool head frame. The first gold deposits found on this land was all the way back in 1850 by James Hager and William Tudor. They were two former slaves that had since been freed. Hager and Tudor mined the claim until about the 1860s, and then they sold it to the Pioneer Gold and Silver Mining Company, and then Argonaut purchased it in 1893. The vein of gold that runs through here that started the gold rush is called the Mother Lode. The Argonaut Mine was originally called the Pioneer Mine. The Argonaut Mining Company renamed it after themselves when they purchased the land. Not much cooler than hiking up to an old mine. Yeah, I mean, this gets me going, I'll tell you what. As cool as it is seeing it in this state, and it is a historical landmark, it would be cool if they one day cleaned it up, renovated it, turned it into like a living museum or something. It's so cool, man. The scenery, the head frame. I love this. I mean, are we docking gold mines here or what? Huh? We docking gold mines? This head frame is pretty big, it's crazy. Highway 49 actually cuts right through the Argonaut mining land. So there's another small head frame and building on the other side of the highway, on the same side as the Kennedy Mine. But this is right in the heart of gold country, Amador County, which was originally a part of Calaveras County until it was split up and Amador County broke off. It is right along the Mother Lode vein. This is the heart of the California gold rush right here. Look at these chutes right here, that's pretty cool. I'm familiar with this, I played chutes and ladders. Yeah, I mean, it's a fun game, yeah. This mine, as well as the Kennedy Mine, were two of the most successful in the whole Mother Lode region. Three major mines in this area, the Eureka Mine, the Kennedy Mine, and here the Argonaut Mine, produced over $105 million. That's gold rush dollars of gold during their operations. Oh my God. This is amazing. I don't know if this is an actual shaft. It looks like it's been filled in. It's something else that collapsed. But these mine carts are so cool. Oh my God, look at this. Oh, it's amazing. There's two of them. I love mine carts so much, probably because of Indiana Jones. Yeah, I like to pretend to be short round. That winch is so big. It looks like the cable would have connected to the mine carts. It's crazy. Based on this winch, where the mine carts are down there, I'm gonna assume that was one of the shafts down at the bottom. This mine went nearly 5,000 feet down. In Ghost Adventures, they actually got to go to the top of the head frame. I wish I could. Can't think of what it's called right now. This thing, you could probably unhook the mine cart or let it go, lock it in place. Something like that. Alright, this is gonna be really stupid, and I never recommend this, but I want to get into this minecart. I've never been in a real minecart. It's bucket list, I just need to get into one. Looks like it's clear. Alright, do not do this at home. I'm gonna be super safe about it. It's sturdy. I already checked the bottom and saw that it's secured. It's secured to the ground here as well. Pipe I don't want to hit. Alright. And it's solid. Oh my God, I'm in a minecart. Robot in a minecart. This is rad. This is amazing, right? Freaking minecarts, dude. There's like old telegraph or electrical outlet things holding the wires that went down to the mine. This is it's a lever for putting in the ore into the carts. Ore would go in right there. Even though gold was discovered on this site in the 1850s, they didn't begin serious mining operations until the Argonaut Mining Company bought the land and started setting up shop in 1893. All in all, during its run, about $25 million worth of gold was taken out of these hills from these shafts. And then, it operated for almost 50 years, even though right in the middle there was a huge disaster. Deep down here is where one of the worst mining disasters of all time happened. On August 27th, 1922. So below our feet, almost 5,000 feet down, there's 47 trapped miners when a fire broke out.
The Argonaut Mine was a subterranean web of interlocked mine shafts. Shortly before midnight, a fire broke out. Some men nearer to the surface were able to escape the smoke that engulfed them and were able to get to the surface and raise the alarm. But 47 men working the night shift were trapped more than 4,000 feet below the surface in a honeycombed web of dark, smoke-filled tunnels.
Back then, safety regulations aren't even close to what they are now, so unfortunately they did not have a rescue plan. What's kind of cool about the gold rush here in California was there was other various gold rushes around the world, even before California, so some of those people were kind of experts at the game. And so during the gold rush, a bunch of immigrants from other places showed up to use the skills and know-how that they already had, and some of them just wanted opportunity and showed up to learn. So most of the miners trapped down here were Italian, Spanish, and Serbian.
By morning time, the whole town had rallied around this mine. The rescue effort itself was incredibly dangerous. They had to deal with the fire, the smoke, the toxins, cave-ins, debris. So while the effort struggled along, everyone on the surface tried to remain hopeful.
They attempted to dump water down into the shafts to put the fire out, but the fire raged for about 2.5 days.
A whole army of rescuers descended on Jackson, California, and they fought through this underground labyrinth, this maze of tunnels, to find these trapped miners.
One of the more terrifying aspects of the whole story was they started scribbling on the wall, leaving notes and timestamps of what was going on. While it took 2.5 days to get the fire out, there's evidence that they probably died within just 4 or 5 hours. The toxic fumes were just too much.
Once the rescuers broke through, the reality and the nightmare that those trapped miners went through became more clear. They had to flee from the fire and the smoke further into the mine. They attempted to barricade themselves away from the smoke, and they carved messages in the walls, eerily seeming to count down their oxygen levels. An unidentified miner scratched 315, half knocked out.
I mean, could you imagine how terrifying it would be to be, well over 4,000 feet underground, raging fire, toxic fumes? I mean, absolute nightmare. The nearby Kennedy mine had closed due to a fire just a few years earlier. As part of the rescue effort, they actually went back into the Kennedy mine shafts and tried to dig through to the Argonaut mine shafts because they were so close. And they ended up breaking through, but it ended up being too late. And even though they got the fire out in 2.5 days, it took them a few weeks to actually reach the miners. During this whole rescue effort, they had high hopes that they would get in there and be able to save some of them at least. But they put a canary in there. You guys may have heard the term canary in a coal mine. They used canaries, put them in the mines to test for toxic fumes. They put some canaries in there and they all died. This was already after a few weeks, so at that point they kind of knew that this was now a body recovery effort, not a rescue effort. So all in this area, the families had gathered, waiting to hear what happened to their loved ones that were trapped. Just sad all around. Rest in peace to the 47 souls lost down here. There's monuments and all kinds of things all around the town, all around the county. They haven't been forgotten. The whole situation was such a mess. They didn't recover all the bodies until over a year later.
When all was said and done, a root cause of this fire was never fully determined.
This disaster was a national story, so this place was flooded with reporters, all the families of the people trapped. Even a film crew was here that was working on a silent film, so they joined in the effort and actually documented a lot of the rescue attempts. Just within view of the Argonaut Mine headframe at the Jackson Cemetery is where all the victims of the tragedy are now resting. So there's basically 2 mass graves. This whole row right here is all the victims, and these plaques and different headstones have all the names of the victims. It's crazy. It's so many caskets were buried right here.
These guys down in the mine all suffocated from the gas and stuff. It's not the most fun way to go.
Basically a nightmare. It's like living hell.
To put up with all that, like making money for your family down in a mine and being afraid of that probably the whole time.
Yeah. This is the second set of graves from the tragedy. If you come here, you can find them easy because they all have these pointy rocks as an outline, and they also have signs up, so it's easy to find and check out. These two, this is Charles Oberg and Arthur Oberg. I believe this was father and son, and they were both working in the mine together, and they both died together. It's pretty sad. Of course, back then, this is tail end of the Wild West. Safety regulations were almost non-existent. There was a United States Bureau of Mining Operations that was supposed to enforce some regulations, but they never did. Nobody ever got punished. Not too much of an investigation. It was kind of swept under the rug. Sad story. Such a treacherous life to live going under the earth. I'd be scared to do it with the technology we have now. Let alone 100 years ago. This green stone and granite rock was from the Argonaut Mine. Came out of the earth. I guess all rocks come out of the earth, right?
So from this vista viewpoint, you see the Argonaut Mine right up there and the Kennedy Mine across the way. These two mines, you know, were instrumental in not just changing mining methods, but also building the United States. So much gold, so much money was made from the gold rush, and it helped turn the United States into a superpower. The mine operated until 1942. By the 1940s, so many gold mines were no longer making huge profits, and then the United States, so that they could focus more resources on the war effort of World War II, shut all the gold mines down across the country. The mine surprisingly operated about another 20 years after the tragedy, and by then they reached a depth of about 5,500 feet. I mean, that's so far down into the earth, it's crazy. The Argonaut Mine here, as well as the Kennedy Mine across the way, are actually historical landmarks now, which is why they're just sitting here kind of rotting away. They're actually an EPA Superfund site, so coming here is not the smartest thing in the world. A lot of toxic chemicals and bad stuff here, a lot of dangers, which I incur the risks by coming here. I understand that. And that about does it here at the Argonaut Mine, kids, in Jackson, California, right here in Amador County. If you like this sort of thing, we have a bunch of playlists, and of course we have our Patreon, and we have our VIP Plus membership right here on YouTube with a lot of extra bonus content, bonus footage, deleted episodes, deleted scenes, bloopers, all kinds of stuff. And appreciate the supporters that we already have at this point. You guys are the best. That's it for the Argonaut Mine here. Like, subscribe, share, do all the cool things that cool kids do. Something or other tour, Vertlife. Hey, in here. Steve-O lost his FPV drone. Trying to find this drone. You found it? He got his drone. I gotta make the trek back. Someone was staying here. If this was a video game, I'd scavenge this camp, you know, search it for some consumables.